Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener. I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw. Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Teresa Walden claims her husband canceled their anniversary party after her stepdaughter accused her of being unfaithful. Christina Davidson says he deserved to know that her stepmother was on a singles cruise.
Okay, Ms. Walden, you are suing Ms. Davidson for $1,500 because she ruined your anniversary plans. Tell me what happened.
Well, I've been married to Roderick, former Navy, Christina's dad, for a little over a decade. And in this time, I have tried to create a real family, including Christina. Anyway, I finally planned a 10th year anniversary party for all of us. And as a surprise to my husband, I took care of the whole thing. I put down $1,500 of my own money, and just about a week before the party, Christina decided to kind of plant seeds of doubt in her dad's mind as to whether he could trust me or not. And of course, the party fell apart, and Roderick and I fell apart for a period.
What was it she said to him?
She told her dad, baselessly, that something was going on that led him to the conclusion that I might be cheating on him. And
where did she get that idea?
Well, she got that idea because I went with some girlfriends on a cruise, and it turns out that the cruise happened to be a singles cruise.
Oh.
And my friends were single, but I was not the only not single person on the cruise, and I was not there in any way for anything romantic.
Well, most of the guys who go on a single cruise are there to hook up, no?
Right, which is why I spent my time on the cruise either hanging with my friends without any guys or doing other things. I did karaoke, I danced, I mean, just like in a group.
Well, had you told your husband that it was a singles cruise?
I had told him it was a cruise.
Why didn't you tell him it was a singles cruise?
That was a mistake on my part.
No, it wasn't a mistake. It was a deliberate omission, and I want to know why.
I really wasn't thinking about it that way.
Okay. Do you have any notion, Christina, why she might not have told your father that it was a singles cruise?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And what would that be?
A couple years into Teresa getting together with my father and being married, she cheated on him.
How do you know that?
Because I ditched school early and came home to watching her and her so-called friend hooking up in our living room.
Wait a second. Did you actually catch him in the act?
Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. There was
and
nothing
you were a
she
high
could...
school student. You pretty much knew what it was.
Of course I did. There's nothing she could have said to make it not have happened.
So her basic attitude was, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Exactly.
And then what happened?
And then I told my father, and he was hurt, but somehow they worked through it. Yeah.
Did she? How did she behave towards you after that?
Oh, nicer. She tried to get even closer to me than she did in the beginning of our relationship when she tried to replace...
Did you tell her to back off, lady? I want
yes.
nothing to...
Yeah. I want my distance. I want my space. It was already so much having her come into my life.
How did you get wind that she was on a singles cruise?
Well, I saw a social media post that one of her friends posted, and it had a picture of her and the cruise that she was on, and I looked up the cruise. I mean, it has the word love in it, Your Honor. I have a photo of it right here. It's called
Let me see it.
Royal Waves Love Cruise.
Love Cruise. Okay, so you looked it up to find out what kind of cruise it was?
Yes, I mean, it's in the title.
And?
And it's a cruise for single people.
What did you tell your dad?
Well, I said, Dad, do you know that your wife is going on a singles cruise a week before your 10-year anniversary party? And he called Teresa right away, and I guess the rest is history.
What did he call and tell you?
The same thing you said, basically. Why didn't you tell me it was a singles cruise? That became kind of the theme of our
well, of course.
therapy after that. And I understand that. I totally understand that. In his
You're in therapy with him now?
We were. This happened like 6 months ago. We were in therapy for a while. And by the way, I'm suing Christina only for the lost money, not for any damages or emotional distress.
You mean the deposit when your husband found out you were on a singles cruise and then he decided not to have the anniversary party?
Yes, however.
Okay. My question is, what did he say to you when he called you? Were you on the cruise when he called you?
Yes, I was on the cruise when he called, and I tried to get back, as a matter of fact. And by the way, he could have come with us on this cruise. It was.
Did you invite him on the cruise?
Christina could have come on the cruise.
That's not the question. Anybody can go because anybody can pay. That's not the question. Did you invite him on the cruise?
I did say if your schedule wasn't so busy, you could come with us.
Okay.
But
Lord knows that schedule of yours. And did you invite Christina on that cruise?
Christina is so cold to me.
Yes, sir. Well, then why do you say Christina could have come on the cruise? You're the one who led me down that path. Except for that's not what happened. Your grandma could have gone. But you didn't invite your grandma either. You went with a bunch of girls who are single. And that's why he's mad that you didn't say something. Because if you're not hiding anything, then you say, hey, listen, how do you feel about me going on a singles cruise? I know we have a bad history. I know we have trust issues. I know I've failed you before. I want you to know that I'm just going because my friends are going. Because if instead what you do is you go on a singles cruise and you pretend it's not a singles cruise, well, then you're just the same liar you were before.
And by the way, Christina, at her age, in her early 20s, shouldn't she be learning about relationships and the gray areas and all? This is what I'd like to share with her.
Can I just tell you something? I'm 62, and I don't like your gray area.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
I'm trying to understand how that is Christina's fault. Because what? Because she did the natural thing, which is to be suspicious of you because she caught you boinking another man on her father's couch.
And later,
I don't think I should be fully responsible for somebody else's hit and run accident when you're parking in a completely viable parking spot on 2nd Street.
That she told you not to park in a street she told you not to park in.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Teresa Walden, who blames her stepdaughter, Christina Davidson, for a canceled anniversary party.
There is no planet on this earth where I would not have told my husband, hey, are you okay if I go on this? And let me just say that if my husband were to say to me, I'd like to go with the boys, that's where it ends right there. Okay, much less on a singles cruise. Okay, I don't understand you. You obviously are married to a man who that matters to. You chose to be a liar again, and you're blaming it on the stepdaughter?
I'm not blaming that on the stepdaughter.
Well, you're blaming on her that she actually snooped and found out you snooped, right? How did you found out it was a singles cruise because you saw the picture on Instagram?
On her friend's Instagram, because she had posted nothing from the entire trip, which is super sketchy. There's nothing
the
on
reason
her
I didn't
social media.
So then you went on her friend's Instagram.
Yes. Well, I saw it in her photo. She was tagged in it.
So you tell your dad what exactly were your exact words?
I said, Dad, do you know that Teresa is on a cruise for single people and she's not single?
That's all you told him. You didn't tell him I have evidence that she's cheating on you again, or
no? I mean, it's pretty obvious that question was in the air, but he came to his own conclusion.
Right.
It was him who made the call, which is why I don't understand why I'm here.
So you're suing for the $1,500 you had put down on the venue for the 10-year anniversary party that your husband canceled because you're a liar. And I'm trying to understand how that is Christina's fault. Because what? Because she did the natural thing, which is to be suspicious of you because she caught you boinking another man on her father's couch. And you somehow feel like it's her fault and she should eat the $1,500?
It would be really different if I cheated again.
Well, and all she did was tell him the truth, which is she went on a singles cruise. Did you know that? No, hell no, I didn't know that. And then he calls you and says, why wouldn't you tell me? And be honest. Oh, because then I wouldn't be able to go.
But okay, first of all,
I really wanted to go on the singles cruise.
Actually, if I told him, it probably would have been okay with him.
Yeah, that's right. So
we've recovered that much
so that's
trust.
why inquiring minds want. Yeah, because apparently he stayed with you after you cheated on him in the house.
Yes.
But so
with
yeah, he
therapy.
seems to be like pretty understanding. So which makes it even less understandable that you would lie. It really seems like you're hiding something. But I don't really care whether you're hiding something or not, and I don't care whether you're cheating or not. All the girl did was tell her father that you were on a singles cruise.
But that isn't all she did, because she's made it really hard for us. First of all, this makes her dad very unhappy. Not just this part, but her resisting us becoming a family. We are happy together.
Oh, are you?
We limp
Are you
along
separated right
sometimes.
now?
No, we're not separated right now. We were separated for a very short time after this. We're together right now.
Okay, well, good for you. But see, whether you're together or not, it doesn't mean that she doesn't tell her dad things that you hid from dad. Because her loyalty is to dad.
I know.
Because she walked in as a high school student to you stooping another man.
I know, and that's traumatic.
Oh,
There's
you
no
think?
question.
So you got a lot of nerve thinking she should just get over it.
I don't think that.
Well, you
I
do,
don't.
because you're sitting here. First of all, you've had the nerve to file a lawsuit, which I find amazing. And second of all, you're standing here saying, why can't she learn about relationships?
But her attitude towards me started way before the thing happened in high school.
You know, she saw the writing on the
And
wall.
even
She
that,
read the
I
tea
don't think
leaves.
that's
whatever.
why.
Listen, I don't care. My only job here is to call the balls and the strikes. I have to decide if she did something that caused you to lose your $1,500 of deposit for a party you wanted to throw yourself the week after going on a singles cruise without telling your husband, or whether it's your fault that you lost the $1,500 for a party that you were going to throw for yourself the week after going on a singles cruise without telling your husband. And guess who I blame your husband's reaction on? Here's a big surprise. You. Okay? So why don't we try a little more honesty? Because I don't know how you found a man who just keeps putting up with your stuff. So don't be stupid. You shouldn't even be on the singles cruise. You who have fallen into temptation already in the house where a high school student can catch you. I mean, it's just so bad for you to be on a singles cruise, which is why he got mad and canceled the party. So eat the $1,500, but I'm not going to make Christina eat it. Verdict for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I feel heard, and this needed to happen today.
I know that you were traumatized, but I also know your father and I love each other, and we both love you.
Coming up,
Why don't you just park in the closest parking space you can that isn't 2nd Street?
It was 12:45. It's not a great area. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh.
And I.
So then you chose your poison. That's fine.
this is Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Lena Morgan claims she loaned her car to a neighbor, but it was damaged after he parked it where she told him not to. Billy Wright says the dents were a result of a hit and run, so he's not responsible for the repairs.
Okay, Ms. Morgan, you are suing Mr. Wright for $950 because he parked your car on a particular street you had told him not to when he borrowed it. Tell me what happened.
We are neighbors, and one morning I came out, his hood was up, his car wasn't starting, so I offered to lend him my car.
Is this the first time you loaned him your car?
First time I've loaned him my car.
Did you say anything to him about the car before he took it?
So I told him to avoid parking on 2nd Street because 2nd Street has been notoriously bad for car accidents. And he went to work. I even sent him a text message later that night reminding him to avoid parking on 2nd Street.
Okay.
The next morning when I came out, it was like 7 a.m. because I was going to walk my dog. I noticed my car wasn't in the driveway, which is a shared driveway. And so I texted him being like, where's my car? He texted, sorry, just woke up, but your car is parked on the street. And I said, where? And he said, on 2nd Street. So then I walked over to 2nd Street to find my car literally on the sidewalk. Because a car had hit it, I texted him right away and said, you need to meet me down at my car. I have pictures of the car.
Yeah, let me see.
I have the paper versions. I also have the bigger versions.
Thank you.
Oy.
What happened was the hit and run hit me from behind, and then my car went into the car that had been parked in front of me.
Oh, I see. Did he offer to pay for the damages?
When I said, you're responsible for this, he offered to pay for the towing, which was $175, not for any of the damages, and has refused to pay for any of the damages, including the $300 for tires and the $475 for the dents to be removed from the bumpers.
Well, that's actually very cheap for the dents to be removed.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn, Mr. Wright.
I come home at around 12:30 to find that the driveway is full of cars, including her boyfriend's truck.
Of course, you texted her and told her that, right?
Correct.
What did you text her?
I said, hey, just got home, the driveway isn't clear. This was about 12:45.
And
no
what,
response.
did she respond?
She did not.
Coming up,
What do you think? The car's gonna get hit and end up on the sidewalk with 2 damaged tires to the tune of $1,000 damage?
this is Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a dispute between Lena Morgan and her neighbor Billy Wright over damage from a hit-and-run accident.
Why don't you just park in the closest parking space you can that isn't 2nd Street?
It was 12:45. It's not a great area, I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
And I...
So then you chose your poison. That's fine. So then how is it that when the car gets bashed on 2nd Street, you don't have to pay anything for it?
Because, Your Honor, for 2 reasons. One, I cannot be liable for somebody else's...
Well, the theory
Hit and
of
run.
liability is this. I loaned you a car that was in good condition and you gave it back to me crashed.
It was in okay
and not
condition.
only that, but you gave it back to me crashed because you did the one thing that I conditionally loaned you this car on. So that's her theory. What is yours that makes you absolutely scot-free just because it's inconvenient for you to park a few more blocks away?
Because, frankly, I haven't heard any problems about 2nd Street except for her. I've had many
Well, that's
friends...
the only person you need to hear it from because the 950, including the tow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you ever present him with the 950?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He said, I'm not responsible.
Right. How do you feel that you have zero responsibility?
I think I have 20% responsibility, which is what the $175 represents. That's my opinion. I don't think I should be fully responsible for somebody else's hit-and-run accident when you're parking in a completely viable parking spot on 2nd Street.
That she
even
told you
though-
not to park in a street she told you not to park in.
Because she maybe have heard of some things going on. That was the only parking spot
Yeah,
that
she's
was
crazy
available.
though, right?
She's not crazy.
No, she's completely crazy. She's the only one who complains about it. You're crazy.
She
What do
said
you
it.
think? The car's gonna get hit and end up on the sidewalk with 2 damaged tires to the tune of $1,000 damage?
Crazy.
Is it crazy? Because it's exactly what happened, pal.
Yeah.
Judge Milian's verdict when Justice for the People returns. This is Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
I don't understand how you think that $100 and something tow fee gets you out of hot water, because we have 2 things going on here. We happen to have that she told you don't park there. But the other thing we happen to have is something completely separate. Even if she hadn't told you not to park there, there is a different burden on a person who borrows a car. Your burden is to bring it back the same way you found it. But when you borrow a car, what you're saying is I will return it in the condition in which you loaned it to me, which is a higher burden than than anything else. If anything happens, it's on me, including a hit and run. It's on me. I got to take care of it, and I'll chase, for area cameras to find out who the hit and run guy was or whatever. Or I just eat it. I run the risk. I eat it. $950, verdict for the plaintiff.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $950.
You've been a great neighbor, and I really regret that you've used this to drive a wedge between our friendship.
It was a very generous act of you to lend me your car.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.